What's going on, guys? I'm Brad with Despite Fitness, and today, well, today's Friday, February 18th. We're going to do a little gym walkthrough because I've made some improvements and I want to share the gym with you guys and kind of what I've done and why I've done it. We'll walk around and talk about the things that I've got and a little bit of what I think of each of them, and we'll kind of go from there. So if that's what you might be into, kind of seeing what I have here as maybe ideas for you at home. Building your own gym palace. Maybe this will help out and give you a couple ideas or whatever. Maybe it'll be just entertaining to see what I got. But either way, let's get into it. All right, so kind of getting into it and going through the gym here. One of the things that I want to highlight that I think is just awesome for a home gym is actually right beneath me, right? The flooring. These are horse stall mats. These are 4x6, at least the bigger ones, 4x6 horse stall mats. Got them from Tractor Supply, and I really enjoy them for the flooring, right? So it's affordable. I think each 4x6 is only like, 38, 39 bucks, something like that. So having that to help protect the floor and protect your equipment is good, right? So they're not cracking concrete or chipping plates or whatever. So picking that up has been awesome, and I've slowly kind of added more and more over time. I started out with only 2 and then could kind of continue to add on, expand. And the way that I have it now, I have most of my garage floor covered with the horse stall mats, which is awesome. I actually, as a matter of fact, picked up 2 more today to fill it out even more. All right, so getting into the equipment, one of the first things that we did is we kind of emptied out this corner. This corner here used to be more bikes and things like that, but we were able to kind of move those around. And so what I have here is my Titan leg extension leg curl, and I've done a video about that. I can include that in the description box. And you'll notice I have the weight arm. The weight arm swings free both ways, right? So there used to be a pin that went in right about here that would prevent the arm. And when I did my video and I was talking about having to change it over, someone just commented, well, why don't remove the pin? So I did, and I love it. So now the transition from leg curl to leg extension is super easy, and I don't have to make this big movement or unload the weight arm in order to be able to do that. So thank you for that suggestion. But yeah, I love this piece of equipment. So this is kind of like the main element for our leg development, being able to do those leg extensions, leg curls. Over in the corner is just kind of a conglomeration of just some random type things, more really to kind of keep them out of the way. But I have the stand for some rows. I have the grip, like kind of fat grip for doing my landmine rows, which work along with the stand. Or sometimes we'll use bands on that as well. And then we have the rep sled, and we do quite a lot of sled work around here. We're using some of the old bike pegs as hanging bags and other stuff. I have these here are pieces of my Echo arms. So this and this are part of another portion of my Echo arms, which is the eccentric overload, right? Being able to overload, and then once it touches the ground, it kind of kicks off. So I have parts of that over here. Behind the leg extension, leg curl, I have a weight tree for dumbbells, and this goes up to 25. So kind of a nice way of keeping the weights accessible, but kind of out of the way. With the space being so cramped here, kind of have to get creative about where we put things and whatever else. So you do kind of have to reach around certain things to get to stuff, but it kind of has everything I need, so I don't really mind. Plus, I'm just a short skip and a jump away from my dinner table and everything else. That's important to me, especially the dinner table, because usually it includes food on the dinner table. But being so close to home and not having to commute, not having to deal with other people using the equipment, not having to deal with silly rules for different places, whether it's masks or chalk or whatever. So I just really love having that proximity with home, and being able to have essentially total control. This is a brand new item, so super excited about this. I hinted about it on my Instagram. So if you don't happen to follow me on Instagram, I'd be good if you check it out. You can check out the link in the description box below for IG. But I just got this guy, and this is the Titan air bike. I really enjoy it, especially moving into the the recovery for my congestive heart failure. Want to start including some cardio. I don't really want to, but it's probably the smart thing to do. So that's what I'm going to do, is do a little bit more cardio. So now I have a home-based cardio option, which is good, especially if weather's bad or whatever else. Up here we have a couple of basically racks where you can move them and change them and change the arrangement, but these racks kind of hold all of our random things, right? So we have a whole bunch of bands. So this over here is one set of my bands, and these bands I have them separated this way because I will use these bands unilaterally, right? So I'll just use sometimes one band at a time to do a thing, whether it's a face pull or a tricep extension or doing some leg work or whatever. I will use one band at a time, and the reason why I have them separated is because if you only use one band, it tends to break down that band to some degree. So if you're not using them bilaterally, then one band sometimes gets more work than the other. So this way I can be sure that I keep my band tension as evenly as possible. So these bands are only for that unilateral work. I have some captains of crush, some attachments for my push downs, so VR, hand grip for this. I have my attachment for rows. I also have some stuff for grip strength, some Landmine gear, some straps and stuff that we use for our sled typically, wire brush for bar cleaning. I have the band, the hip circle, so that's the slingshot hip circle. And then again, a couple more attachments for pull downs and tricep work. So tricep extension, pull downs, things like that. I have the grip from Walmart, which is kind of a knockoff of mag grips. So I have that too, which is nice. I really enjoy those grips. Kind of moving along, we have a weight tree. Tends to be kind of an area to hang knee sleeves for knee sleeves and stuff to dry. Predominantly it holds a set of 45s. So here's 4 45s on the bottom here, and then on the we keep the other 45s back on the leg extension, leg curl, because typically for most of our work we're using the 4 bands. I have some 1 pound plates, so if we want to get real specific with our jumps we can. Got some 2.5s and some 5s over here. This also has my curl bar, a couple of more clips, so I have a variety of clips that we can use for various things. So we don't have just one set, we can clip up several different things and do stations. Kind of continuing to move on, I have my dip bar attachment that goes onto my rack, as well as a loading pin, which we utilize for our wrist roller, and as well as some of that grip work that I was mentioning earlier. I have a variety of chains and things like that I also use for littlest things like little loading chains and whatever else. I have a scale that I can measure tension. I typically use that for my measuring my band tension. A number of screw-ins for the different J-cups that I have to help hold those in place as I switch J-cups around. Then we got one of the boom boxes set up over here, as well as another pull-down attachment, a wide grip pull-down attachment. Here is the first of my weight trees, or my bar holder. Call it a weight tree, not a weight tree. So in it I'll hold a couple different bars. So the first one, the silver one here, is just an aluminum training bar. So I use this either for like my kids or for maybe some of the ladies that come over for some training every now and then. But this is just a lighter bar to be able to utilize for anyone that needs that, especially, like I said, for my kids. This here is the Kabuki Next Gen Power Bar. This is one of the most recent purchases I've had as far as like bars and things go. And I really enjoy using this bar. The knurl on this is great, and so far it's been holding up really well. We also have the Titan Hex Bar, so I can do some of the Hex Bar deadlifts and some farmer's walks and things like that. So this adds a lot of versatility to the crew. Back here, just as kind of a holder, I have some more safety pins that go into the squat rack. And then I just kind of hang up some belts and stuff here. Everything kind of has to have like multi-purpose and things kind of stacked on it. Here I have a bunch of dumbbells. We have them kind of stacked up. This goes from 30 up to 65 in 5 pound increments with no 45. I don't have 45s yet. I'll have to do that at some point in time. Haven't. Dartboard. I do like playing darts. So don't do it a lot. at least not recently, but I have a dartboard in here so that we can, you know, come out here in the garage and play some darts and hang out when we want to. Over here, this is the other set of bands that I have. Now all of these bands, I use these bands for bilateral movement, right? So when I want to do band tension for bar or for benching or squatting, I'll take out the set, you know, whether it be 2 oranges, 2 greens, whatever. These ones always stay together so that I get even wear and tear on these ones. And then again, some more handles from from Walmart, but basically, like I said, they're kind of a knockoff of the Mag Grip, which is a great grip. These are just a little bit more affordable. Down here, we have the attachment for Viking Press. So we do have a Landmine, and I'll show you that here in a little bit. But that's a Landmine attachment to go on the barbell to be able to do some Viking presses, which we do a lot of. Here we got our banner. This is something that Nat did. She digitized the logo and went ahead and got it all set up and printed out on a banner. This was a present from Nat to kind of improve the gym. And it's something I look at all the time, really look at it and just kind of reflect on it. So it's always nice to have that up here and see. And then, you know, the train despite. So, you know, you feel a moment of weakness like you don't want to do it. You know, look up on the banner and get that motivation to train despite. These are available. So if you guys are interested in it, you can always DM me on Instagram or whatever. If you're interested in it, I can get you set up with Nat, and Nat can help you get through the ordering process. This isn't something that we sell to earn any money on. This is just something that, you know, if you want to rep the band, or rep the brand rather, you know, she can set you up with this and you basically just pay cost. Have my TV up here, which is nice. So we tend to play a lot of music, and it's connected via aux to the boom boxes, and the boom boxes all Bluetooth together. So we can really get some jamming stereo surround sound in here, which is really cool. Or you just watch TV or whatever. Another recent addition to the gym is this bad Larry here. Still got the plastic on the control center, so that you know, protected from the chillins. Was able to find this at a pretty good discount, so you know, be able to have a little bit of extra versatility in terms of that cardio option. Come out here and do some walking, do some jogging, especially if the weather is like super cold or just terrible outside. I can just come in here and get a little bit of cardio work done, so that's kind of cool. I know previously I had said, you know, very often that running breeds cowardice, and I still believe it. But again, you know, kind of coming back from congestive heart failure, having a little bit extra cardio and making sure I'm doing stuff like that is kind of important. So I'm just trying to I'm embracing change as it happens. In the corner there, behind there, we got some just some broomsticks. It's nothing fancy, but that's just kind of a warm-up, rehabilitative thing that we'll do sometimes. You know, if you want to stretch out the pecs or whatever. I'm gonna be honest, they sit in the corner more often than not, but every now and then bust them out for a little bit of stretching. Continuing to move on. As I mentioned previously, this is the base plate for the Echo arms. So the arms, or the other part of the attachment, hooks onto these, and then it can hook onto the bar for that eccentric overload. So there's that. I'm excited to have those. Again, don't use them all the time, but it's a nice variety when you're looking for a little bit of spicy into the workout. I have a deadlift jack from Rogue, so that's good. Helps out with some plate changing for deadlifts. And then kind of here's the coup de grace for bars, right? This is where kind of most of my specialty bars are. I have the Elite FTS SSB. I also have the Elite FTS American Grip Barbell. This is the cambered version. I have a Texas deadlift bar, which is really cool. Enjoy deadlifting with that guy. I have the Kabuki Buffalo Bar. And Buffalo Bar is definitely good for squats. Love it for squatting. For benching, it's great as well, but I find it presents more problems for me in benching. I'm not quite as comfortable with it as I am with a straight bar, that's for sure. I have a Texas squat bar, which is good. Having a bigger, heavier bar is, I think, hypercritical for heavy squats, so you get, you know, less whip and oscillation, which is good. I have the Titan axle bar, so we've been utilizing that. In fact, just the other day, I used this for some Zercher squats, which Nat keeps showing me that her arms are bruised from. And then I have, this is just kind of, this is a cap power bar. And it is a 1,000-pound test bar, but I really call this my beater bar. And it's my oldest bar. It was the first bar that I got for training in the garage and training in general. And so for a long time, that's all I had. So I still utilize that bar from time to time. And then that ends up being the bar that I use for a lot of my my landmine work and stuff like that. So use that bar. And then we have another banner kind of back here, now obscured by the bars, but still there. And again, this is based off the original.
Obscured by your head?
Yeah. This is the original Despite Fitness logo, or based off of the original Despite Fitness logo with the update, because of I wanted to get a tattoo. And my friend Jose Molina hand drew this, and then I ended up digitizing it. Well, I didn't digitize it, Nat digitized it and turned it into a design. It looks really great. Again, if you're interested in the banners, you can link up with Nat, and you can hit me up, and I'll get you squared away with her and to be able to work through that. And then we also have merch, t-shirts and a whole bunch of stuff, and I'll include that in the description box below in case you want to pick up some shirts and rep Despite Fitness. That would help out. So that's all that stuff. We got a fan over here that we can, when it's hot, kick on the fan, and basically just kind of a flat surface to collect things. Then we got a fridge. Fridge is mostly just for the family, to be able to store things and whatever else. So we have a lot of food and like whatever else in here. Food and daiquiris. It's a bag full of daiquiris. But we have food and stuff. And then this is just kind of overflow for our main fridge. So usually pretty sparse. Oops, sorry. Go ahead and go. There's what's in the fridge. Protein shakes, some spaghetti sauce, and beer. That's all you need in life. Some racks for some army gear. And then here, this is the Titan Fitness reverse hyper attachment. So this goes into my rack, and we can do reverse hypers here. So again, like you can see how all the different things that come together. We have access to so much to be able to get really whatever you may want done here. And then we'll kind of keep going around the horn a little bit. We have the rep adjustable bench. So this is the adjustable bench. We can do incline work and all kinds of stuff. So we have this kind of propped up and out of the way for right now. We have another speaker over here. So that's 3 big speakers in the gym to be able to jam out with some loud music. And then the rest of this is really, this is what remains of wife's space. So I've slowly but surely been taking over the gym. I feel like I'm like Napoleon, taking over Europe, or I guess Vladimir Putin trying to take over. Well, anyway, so yeah, so that's that. Now for the centerpiece, the integral centerpiece to the gym and everything that we do here is the rack. So this is my Titan T3 rack, and I have it bolted to the floor. And for our purposes, we actually went right through the stall mat and bolted it into the concrete. So it's not going anywhere. And this is kind of the central figure for the gym, as I mentioned. So we have a whole variety of things to kind of talk about with this. So up here, we have kind of a fat grip pull-up bar. So this tends to be where I do most of my pull-ups, just because of that big grip being a little bit harder. And then there's a thin grip for pull-ups over here, which I don't use as often, but I could, but I just don't. Then we have a variety of J-cups, and I have these rolling J-cups. I really like these because it allows you to kind of recenter that bar pretty easily. So rolling J-cups are awesome. I have the Titan. This is the monolift arms attachments, and I have them on the ground at the moment, just kind of out of the way for right now, but I have those. I have the straps. So these are the Titan safety straps. I like using these. They're pretty versatile, and they don't beat up your bar. So I tend to like the straps a lot more, which is why the pins are over yonder. Here is where I have the landmine. So this is my landmine attachment. And what I chose to do is I chose to put it into an attachable bar stand. So this is a vertical bar stand attachment for the Titan T3 rack, and I just bolted it on and then popped the landmine into it. And the reason why I did that is, I could just put some plates on the floor and do the landmine attachment on the floor, but I found that even when I was using hundreds and stuff, frequently I would be moving the landmine or moving the plates, and that bit of instability was it just wasn't safe. So with this dropped into that vertical bar holder, I can put the landmine in there and it's going nowhere. and then we have the room kind of go off, you know, back behind where you are right now to be able to do the work that we want to do, and whether that's some kind of a Viking press or a row or whatever, we have a little bit of space to do that. So that becomes kind of a big part of a lot of our workouts as well. We have more weight attached to the rack as well. So in total, I have 4 100-pound plates. I have 2 10-kilo plates. Altogether, I have 18 45-pound plates. I've got 2 35s, 2 25s, 2 10s, 4 5. No, I'm sorry. I have 6 5s, and then I have probably 4 2.5s. So some iteration for weights there. And the reason why I have kind of more change plates, and I actually might get some more eventually, is so that I can have multiple stations set up. Because frequently we'll do during our running warm up, we'll have, you know, plates and things in use. And so being able to have multiple stations kind of set at once is of benefit to us the way that we do our stuff. So having all the extra weight is great. And then plus, you know, when we want to go real heavy, we can. And then for the main piece of the bench work, we have the Titan bench with a, no, this isn't Titan, is it? This is the rep. I'm sorry. Nat corrected me, I'm wrong. This one is rep. So we have the rep bench.
Wide pad. The
wide pad. And I enjoy the wide pad because it gives a little bit more shoulder support. It makes me feel a little bit more secure when I'm benching, and so I really like it. So if you're not benching on a wide pad, you're probably setting yourself up for failure. Having the wide pad is way more comfortable, and the material is good too because it's kind of grippy, and I like that a lot. And then here, coming around to kind of finish things out, is this side of it. We have I have a bunch of chains hanging, so I've got 6 15-pound chains. So each chain is 15 pounds. So we have the ability to put quite a lot of chain weight onto what we do, and so we use the chains pretty regularly. In fact, we alternate every other week between bands and chains on our dynamic effort days, which is pretty cool. Over here, I have the wrist roller attachment, so you can see how that works. So we've been doing, you know, some more wrist rolling as well, trying to develop the grip and forearm strength. And then I added on the extension onto my T3 rack. So this piece here, all this is the extension that goes onto the rack. And I did it so that I could house my pull down, my high pull, low pull station. So I added on the extension, and then I also picked up the high pull, low pull, and so that you see it kind of set up here. Now, one thing that I did different that you'll typically you'll see in the manuals or how most examples of the setup are is this is reversed, right? Where normally the pull is inside the rack, but I found that it was kind of cumbersome, and it was blocking us from being able to do things simultaneously, like have the reverse hyper set up as well as be able to do pull downs, so have multiple stations. And so by reversing it from what the normal description of this is, and having the pull down and low pull on the outside of the rack, it freed up more space on the inside of the rack. And so therefore I can do kind of multiple stations. I can do the reverse hyper and have that going while someone is also doing some form of pull or whatever. And having the high pull, low pull has also added a lot of diversity and versatility in our workouts, because it opens up the door for even more workouts. So I can do, I can do pull downs, I can do face pulls, I can do a variety of different types of rows, I can do curls, I can do leg curls. So there's all kinds of stuff that get added on, different options that get added on with having this. And so really, kind of all together, that kind of encompasses what we have here. I may have missed a few little knickknacks here and there. Knickknacks being stuff like, I have bench block, and I have knee reps, and I have, whatever. So there's other little tidbits and toys that I do have, but by and large, in terms of equipment, that really encapsulates all the equipment that we have. And I've just kind of slowly been expanding the gym since about 2019, and so now here we are. a little over 2 years later, so because it was late in 2019, a little over 2 years later, and we're doing great. All the expansion. I mean, and as you can see, the difference is huge, right, from where it was, just a year or so ago to where it is now. So much more capability, so much more versatility. There quite literally is very little reason for me to go train anywhere else. If I go train at another facility, it's because I'm going there for someone or to be around people, right? It's not because I lack the ability to get things done here. In fact, I think this gym here, although tight and compact, and you gotta kind of squeeze around some stuff, but I think this really challenges most any other facility that you'd be paying, hand over fist to go train at. So anyway, I wanted to share some of the updates and things that I've done, a little bit about the equipment and what I think for the various pieces to some degree, and just give you guys some idea about how I chose to lay my gym out. This is essentially a single car garage. So, it's not a huge amount of space, but I think we've really done a lot to maximize the amount of utility for the amount of space that we have access to. So I'm just over the moon. And we added a few things in today, like the mats, and I built the assault bike today. So I'm all jazzed up about my space, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. So yeah, that's it. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop it in the chat box below. I will respond. I want to thank you for your continued support and helping it grow the channel for what it is today. And with growing the channel, I've been able to continue to grow the gym and do more and more things here in the garage. So everything that I have here is a direct result of your continued support. So thank you for that. And I'd love to continue to keep growing and doing more cool things. So if you could help me grow the channel even more by sharing it with some friends and family or anyone else that you know that wants to get a little bit stronger and might enjoy this content, I would really appreciate that. Remember guys, no matter what it is you think you can't do, continue to expand your empire. It's never gonna happen if you don't get in and train despite. You're either gonna find an excuse, you're gonna find a way. And I hope that you guys continue to find a way. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Peace. Whoa, on me, I'm the one and only. All them other ones is phony. Moving like a drum, I'm on beat. Whoa, yeah, you could put the pressure on me. I ain't never getting cold feet. Straight tide where I'm gon' be. I got no time to debate. I put my reps in like every day. I keep it moving, I don't like the way. I just keep adding these wins to the play.